Hello everybody and welcome back to Endzone. Well, we stopped here in the last episode in a pretty dire situation. Once again, food is kind of low. We even have the warning now. Our population is growing quite rapidly, so that is something we really can't control. Sometimes I get like 10 more adults all of a sudden and boom, have another food shortage on me. Now that's a huge problem here right now. What we did for that reason is having another gatherer cabin over here. So with that we have a bit more food income from the north kind of. So we are going to change the work area here so we have a maximum amount of food here. So they just collect some berries and stuff like that. That's pretty good. And the other thing that I want to do is down here we still have a bit of space for more fields, and we should probably get a few more fields up and running here. And for that reason, let's have another huge one here, and let's have another huge one then on this side here. So in this little corner there up to the scrap pile here that we have, and let's have another dirt road going then up here, over here, and over here. In that regard, it's raining right now, as we can see, uncontaminated rain, so no contamination so far. We're only on day 22 too, so I'm expecting some contamination soon. The problem with that is, well, we do need radiation protection, and for some reasons, even though we have 2 tailors here up and running, we don't have enough of these protections here because I don't have enough cloth. Now we do have what we see here, the recycler. We're going to change that now to cloth, so he's producing that, and our refinery is producing some of that as well. And we do need a lot of that cloth in store, and they are then being transported to the warehouse or to the bus rack. Now the bus rack, what I can see, is having enough storage here, so we only use 25% of all the storage available, so we don't have to worry about that yet. But we have to worry about food and the radiation protection. Those are the most important things here. So the first field, or actually the first field here, is finished, so let's have some squash on that. And as we can see, we lose some adults there again. In my opinion, we lose them because of age, probably, because there's no other parameter that tells me why they would die otherwise, you know. So we have enough food for now, even it's low. We have water, we have no radiation, so the only reason for me why they're dying is because of old age, probably, something like that. Now 2 more fields up, squash and potato, we can use that, and we got a few more adults here, so let's use them as farmers there right away. And we also completed a task this time, so we cranked our reputation, or well, our population there up to a certain amount. We get some food and some water supply for that. Way to go, chief. It'll be smooth sailing from here. I don't know how I should react to something like that. Now let's reduce the amount of builders there, so we only have 1 builder now. That's fine for the dirt roads. Let's have 1 more water carrier, and down here we should have the gatherer somewhere. There it is. Let's have 2 more gatherers collecting some food for us. Now we have 17 food. That is not much, but we do have 700 in reserve. That's quite a good amount there. And as we can see, the next field here, the potato field, will soon be ready for the harvest again. Right, so that looks pretty full. That's going to be a big harvest there of almost 1,000 or over 1,000 food there actually. Lots of food incoming here. But in order to harvest that quickly, we do need to have lots of farmers working there, and we don't have that at this point. We do, however, have lots of children, so that's a good thing. I think what we see here, oh no, the road still needs to be built. So we do have a builder here. He should be doing that. Other than that, I really can't use my people on anything else right now. Right, because we do actually need all of them. Cloth is now going up there. So 2 tailors, they're working now, hopefully all the time on that. He's now, or she's now, I think it's a she. This one here, Celia, she's doing a bit of the road there. Not much though. I would wish she would do more for that. Other than that, at the moment, yeah, we do have the problem with the food, but it's looking not so bad. Another thing is that's coming up is the drought. So in 3 days from now, we do have a drought coming up. We should prepare for that. We do have a rain collector here that is full. So 1,000 water in store here. We can see that up here in stock. We do have 1,500 and reserved as well a bit, so this one here is pretty full. We can build another one, so we do have the resources for that, for another rain collector. And just here where we have the cistern is probably a good idea to have that, right? Or over here close to the water. because those guys are important. I don't want to waste so much space. Yeah, let's have it here. So there we have another one. We do have the resources. That protection though is not looking so good. And yeah, we lost one adult again. Now we gained one again. How's the builder looking? The road is finished, so we have 2 people we can assign again. Let's have one more farmer, and let's have one more scrap collector. Scrap is also going down because we have now more people working here in our refinery. And if we have people here, well, we do consume more of those scraps there. That's that. There's the harvest. And one problem that I have with the harvest is you barely feel it, you know. She's like supposed to harvest now over 1,500 food, right? Look at that, it's barely climbing. It's a very strange thing there. I don't feel the harvest, at least. That's something, I don't know if that is intended or is it just me, something like that. However, I don't feel that. So there's the harvest going on right now. Lots of food is supposed to come in. I don't see that at all. Like, the reserves are very low as well. Hopefully we still got a bit out of it. Now 6 more settlers. Lots of people grew up. Let's have 2 builders for that. 1 water carrier. Let's have, I think for the tailor, yeah, we can have 2 more tailors. We do need them. We do need the protection on that. And 1 we can use as, actually as a teacher, right? Down here, teacher, right? Because we do have a school here and we should actually get it to work there. So school does increase the the education of each person, especially of the children, and they does work more effectively. That is something. There we get the warning, oncoming drought. And here we have now the next rainwater collector up and running. It tells me that there is though produces contaminated resources. No idea why. There is no contamination here. We do have a medium contamination rain though. Perhaps something like that might be the cause for that. And I don't know why 2 tailors working fully on that are not enough for the radiation protection. And look at that. It's not only that we don't get it enough in stock. The thing is, we also never really have settlers with protection, you know. So it always stays around 50 here. So that is another thing that I don't completely understand how this works. It seems like, yeah, they just consume it and just destroy it right away when using it for like 10 minutes. Looks like it's being destroyed then already. Very strange thing there. Now we're just waiting for the drought, and we do need to build more houses there too, since lots of people grew up. And yeah, we do have the settlers available there, so let's build. We do have the wood anyway. Let's build, let's see, for the housing, some more cabins. We can have them up here. Lots of space there. Beautiful town anyway. Right here. Close to the forest. And can we upgrade them? Yes, we would have the resources. So a sturdy house in which settlers can live and start a family. This building has additional capacity to store water and food and can withstand more sandstorms. Settlers only move in as family. So we can upgrade them, and they would then have a water tank as well. And upgrading, as far as I can see, doesn't cost that much. We do have the plastic for that. So let's get 4 of them up there now, so we can upgrade those guys here, right? So that's a bit more. In addition, food is now a bit higher than before. No one is harvesting my field there for some reasons. We do have the right storage there, right? It's only being used 21%. That warehouse is full though. Perhaps we should build another one. Right, we could have a warehouse here. Let's do that far out there, so people can then actually bring something over here. And then we could have the market as well. So a central hub for distributing all of the resources in the settlement. Logisticians collect resources from the immediate vicinity to the market. Something like that. Right, we got lots of more settlers. Let's have a look. We have enough water for sure. Let's have some of them as a scrap collector, as a refiner. Let's have 4 more refiners. That means then we can have way more of cloth and plastic and stuff like that we need. And I think let's actually have one of them, of those refiners here, have him as a medic, because we do have a hospital here, a medical facility, and it would be a waste to not use this amazing building here, because we can then craft medicine in here. So for 1 herb, we have 1 medicine, and as we can see, we do have lots of herb, and medicine is just way more effective in that regard. Right, so day 26 is coming now, and with it, the drought. And I think the rainwater collector for this one here to produce uncontaminated rain, I think we would need coal after all, and we don't have that up to this point. Let's have a look there for water. Something like that. So let's go for resources and the charcoal kiln. This one here does kind of pollute the air there a bit, so let's have it over here, far away from my main settlement. Yup. Oh, we could actually have it up here too, but nope, let's have it down here together with the Forester Lodge. Oh, and there we have, as we can see, some higher contamination. Now it's spreading into our town here as a whole, coming in here. So it's a good thing that we produce medicine now as well, and still no radiation protection. So now with the charcoal, then we can produce higher quality higher quality protection then anyway. Right, and there we got the first sturdy house. So this one here now has a water tank somewhere. You should have a water tank somewhere here. Oh, well, you don't actually see that. It has a generator there. Oh, that is the water tank. Yeah, that is the water tank. Right, there's the next building coming up for those guys here. So they should be a bit happier about that. Now we got 6 settlers there. We do have medical facility though, where settlers in this building are afflicted by a disease. Oh yeah, let's have more medics then. Right, so we really need to continue producing the medicine there. We do have quite a lot of it in store now. And here the charcoal kiln is coming up now too. And oh yeah, we are in a drought, and thus we have a sandstorm. There it is, coming over the settlement. And this one here slows your settlers down. Nothing else, so it's gone already. We do have enough water there for this day at least to last us. That's good. As we can see, no water here. So the water in these tanks here is doing fine for now. Right, and we're still growing quite quickly there. Do we have... Oh yeah, let's use actually... charcoal kiln. We need to wait for this one here, then we can produce the coal. Let's have another gatherer here for the food, and I think I will need another cistern. Yeah, for the water, and that we can probably put up here. So this one here still has a connection then to the boardwalk, and then we can get some more water out of this one here, or out of the lake there. And first they clean the radiation in this area. Remove the radiation, then we need some scraps. Oh, and we don't have that much scrap, so let's get more scrap collectors here too. Since I got so many refiners now, I do have the problem that I don't have that much scrap anymore. Let's have a look. Does it have scrap actually? I don't think that we have scrap here. Oh yeah, we still do have that. Up here especially, there's more. But as you can see now, it's getting a bit more complicated, a bit more stressful now doing those things there. Radiation is coming in, food and water problem is there all the time, basically from day 1 onwards. Still no chance of fixing this, so I thought the patch would do something about it. But when we look at it, you know, in a city of 66 people, I got now 26, I got almost 40 people out of the 66 that we have. 40 of them are working in food and water, and yet I don't have any of it almost. It's a bit laughable, the balance in this regard here, but still we try to fight it. We have season 27 so far. That's looking pretty good, right? More settlers, again, more settlers grew up. That's because we have lots of children, and for the first time radiation levels are rising now. In that regard, the next cistern here, we do have now the charcoal kiln. Let's get 2 of them. Settlers in there. We do need to produce some coal here. And yeah, we do have enough cloth now in store finally. Still not enough tools and radiation protection. And we're losing some people now, probably because of low food. Perhaps we should force a harvest now to get some food therein. And I think we can get rid of... No, we still need to build the cistern here, so that's the thing, before we can do anything else. This builder, or this settler here, let's have him as a farmer right away. Harvesting and planting is done faster. So water is going up again, very good. We do produce enough water. Having another cistern here now, they can use the boardwalk too. Very good. Food though, still a problem. 2 more settlers. Let's have 2 more gatherers, actually. And I'm glad to see that scrap is going up again. And we get the first charcoal in now. So now I can change the production from next scarf to activate that carbon mask. Yeah, let's do that. That's better. That's a higher protection for my settlers. So that's at least something that should get health, or should keep health up there. 3 workers in a medical facility, that's not necessary anymore. Let's get one of them away there. And instead have another technician for the tools. And another refiner. And another farmer. Let's have 2 more farmers. We do need the food in those fields out here. They do look nice though. I like the fields. Losing some people there again. Radiation is still climbing, so we do now have highly contaminated rain in the area. And as we can see now, we get to the orange circle here. So this is looking rather grim when it comes to radiation. Contaminated settlers, so that's why we need to get more or better equipment up here. So we are producing that already. And we do have now a medical facility here, so hopefully people use our medicine here. I think they are, because this dropped here by 10. 3 more settlers. Let's have 2 more refiners and 1 water carrier. And yeah, now that we have the charcoal kiln, I will probably need more foresters here to still produce enough wood, because the charcoal kiln here, that of course is consuming the wood that we have in store. And look at the graphics, really, I do like it. Looks very dark and actually beautiful in a way. Atmospheric, I think that's the right word for it. Some we lose again, some we gain. The endless circle here, so that we have like, let's see, we do have enough scrap. Let's have another refiner and let's have another water carrier. That's where we can use them. And I think... no, that should be fine for now. There we have highly contaminated rain or water. And we should think about a way how we can get rid of that contamination there. I actually think we need to cook it or something. There was. Right, and as we can see now, we got 12 contaminated settlers there. And since we got lots of homeless people there, let's also have some more of these houses here. So we have the sturdy house, we even have the shelter, a large camp that can house a large number of settlers, although it's not suitable for starting a family. We could have 25 inhabitants in here. And in this case here, we don't need more settlers to create a family. You know, we have way too many settlers already. So let's have a camp here too. In that case, it's up here. And as you can see, highly contaminated area here. So we do need to get rid of that as well. Let's have the road going around that. Right, so that we have a camp so we can house large amounts of settlers. Protective clothing is still going up here, so 61 needed now, even though we have 2 settlers that are working on that. Even though we do have cloth in store, so no idea how many of these carbon masks we actually need. I think my people destroy them on purpose or something like that. And the other thing is, well, yeah, electricity now with that. Gives me supply the building and hook the power grid, and electricity does then add, you know, or increase the productivity of those buildings. So let's have a solar collector And I guess we could have it over here then, right? Where we have the fields. And then we could have it. So it's not even that expensive. And then we have the power hole poles. And then we can, yeah, as you can see now, those that are highlighted, we can then increase their effectiveness. Right, low food reserve, low water. 79 adults. The camp here is now being constructed. So let's have 2 more builders there so we can do this more quickly. So we offer more housing. We do have weekly contaminated rain right now. Hopefully we do get a no contamination rain at some point, because that washes away the whole contamination again. Right, to medical facility. No mats at the moment. We don't have enough herbs, so we also need to have more herbalists here. I don't know. Charcoal, no, we don't need, we need that as well. Yeah, let's just wait. There we have another settler. It's a herbalist now. Oh, and this camp really needs lots of resources though. But it can also house lots of people then. So now we have 4 herbalists again. That's fine. Oh, there we lose some people again. But we're still at 80, still pretty high. Not a water carrier, because that is still so important. Health is still looking good for my people. But the protective cloth, of course, that is missing is a huge problem. Alright, and all the resources are here. So I think the camp can now be brought up. Very good. And there we have the camp. Housing now 25 people. That should be good. That should increase the happiness there again, and it does. Contamination is still rising though. No rain today, that's a good thing though. At least the contamination doesn't rise there. And the solar collection now. Some scrap, some wood, and some electronics. Oh, we have that. So this one here is the next that we can bring up. Very good. And let's have, yeah, another water carrier, right? Because water is going down tremendously right now. And there we have it. Solar collector. Now we produce some energy, at least during daytime. And let's have some of these electrical power poles. We should have the resources for that. Let's get it from here to where we can highlight then all these buildings there. Right, and as we can see, it does then have these cables that it distributes to the buildings around it. So they can be brought up now. Oh, 85 adults. Another water carrier, so we have 15 now. Collecting the water. Food should be fine though. Oh, all the fields are empty now, so I have no idea where my harvest is. Probably just gone. Problem is also that we lose so many people right now. There is a fisher free. Charcoal is looking fine. Actually, let's have another one, right? Yeah. We do need another one. Contamination. Yeah, rising again because we have contaminated rain. There we have now the poles coming up. And as you can see now, some of these are electrified. We can see that with the symbol here, and they does have an improved efficiency of 50%. So those tailors here, for example, should produce more now of that, hopefully. And with that, hopefully, we have more protective clothes then. And let's have a few more refiners, and we should probably, just probably get another gatherer up or something, another fisherman. This one though doesn't have electricity, even though... Oh no. Yeah, we do need it here. So they are connected. And then we can get over here to our buildings here. Oh, and even the fisherman can be improved with that. Very good. Let's do that too. Even the fisherman. And even my food production down here, so that's very important. Right, so hopefully that does improve some of the things that we have here. Food is, yeah, actually looking pretty good. The water though is not so. And with that, day 20 or 32 is actually coming to an end soon. And the next drought is imminent. And then we build hopefully the expedition corp so we find some juicy items out of these greenhouse ruins there. Stay tuned.